What is going on, guys? Twinstinct here and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're going to be going over some team ideas for the Great League coming up next week. I have had to travel to bring this video to you, as you might have seen on my YouTube update that I am actually without internet at my new home for at least another couple of weeks now. It's gotten worse, so you better appreciate this. Just kidding. I love what I do. Traveling is not a problem for me. If I can bring the quality content to help you guys out, that is just what I want to be doing. So yeah, we've got Great League, Ultra League and Master League coming back next week. I hope you've had a good time in Kanto Cup. Obviously I haven't been able to battle, I just haven't had the internet and haven't had the time to travel over to get some Wi-Fi to be able to get any battles in recently, which is a shame, especially as I was just getting started in the Sylph season as well, so it's quite a pain that it's come at this time, but I can't do anything about it. When it's up and running, it'll be Wi-Fi at the home and that'll be 24/7, so I'll be able to battle and Sylph and tournament as much as I like, so can't wait for that. But yeah, like I was saying, I'll be going over 3 really strong Great League teams in this video. I will repost one of my old Ultra League and Master League team ideas videos over the weeks, so you can get a look at those. I'm not going to have the chance to bring you a video for those 2 leagues, like a fresh one, so I'm just going to have to repost on YouTube and around on my socials, so keep an eye out, and there will be some content there for anyone that does need it. So as always guys, after a long-winded intro, please do smash that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. That'd really mean the world to me. Stick a like on the video, because why not? And let's jump straight into these teams. Okay then everyone, so jumping into this first team, the first Pokemon we're going to be looking at is Azumarill. This thing is the meta. Even the things it loses against, it doesn't lose by much. It can go toe to toe with pretty much everything. So Bubble, Ice Beam and Hydro Pump on there. As always, if you need the coverage, use Play Rough instead of one of these 2 moves. Just go with whatever you feel comfortable with. Key wins against Galarian, Stunfisk, Altaria, Scrafty, Skarmory and Sableye. You will lose to Medicham, Trevenant, Jellicent, Nidoqueen Shadow and Lickitung. Obviously if you are running Play Rough, you are definitely going to have good play against most of the Pokemon there on the losing list, so do bear that in mind. Yeah, as a closer, look at the potential there. This is XL Azumarill. If you don't have an XL, I personally used a normal one for a long time. I think it was level 34. And that performed really strongly as well. I would be interested to build an XL. I do have a shiny rank 134 for Great League, so I think I may be investing in that soon. Azumarill is just such a beast. I think an XL one would be absolutely insane, but very expensive. Look at the close at 99. It's just so strong, so bulky, can take so many hits and can pick up wins against almost anything. So yeah, no bad traits about it, and so many resistances, it's absolutely insane. Okay then guys, for the second member of this team, and a pretty new Pokemon to PvP and the safe swap for this team, we're going for Trevenant. With a Shadow Claw, Seed Bomb and Shadow Ball there, you're going to get wins against Medicham, Azumarill, Galarian, Stunfisk, Skarmory and Sableye. You will lose to Altaria, Shadow Nidoqueen, Scrafty, Umbreon and Obstagoon, so you are struggling against the dark types there. I guess that's where a Play Rough on your Azumarill would be quite beneficial for this team, because that would pick up Altaria, Scrafty, Umbreon and Obstagoon, I imagine, Play Rough. And yeah, Ice Beam on Nidoqueen, so Azumarill sort of is very well paired with Trevenant. So very good potential on the lead as a switch, as a charger and as a closer, so you can't really go wrong with this new Pokemon. It's why it's ranked 2. Very strong in Great and Ultra League. When I noticed it was this high up, I did build mine straight away. I got a pretty decent ranked one for Great League, so that was built, and yeah, I think I'll definitely be putting it to the test shortly when this Great League comes back around. So you are weak to Dark, Fire, Flying, Ghost and Ice, but you do have some nice resistances there as well to go alongside that. So that is it for our second Pokemon there. And the last Pokemon is a bit of a closer for this team. We're going to go for Galarian Stunfisk. You can't get more of a meta team than this, but it is ranked very highly, as you'll see later. As with my team ideas videos, if you've been watching them for a while, you know I'll stick them in the team builder at the end and just show a quick analysis on there as well. So Galarian Stunfisk, Mudshot, Rock Slide, Earthquake, standard moveset. Key wins against Bastiodon, Skarmory, Shadow Nidoqueen, Altaria and Umbreon. Key losses to Azumarill, Medicham, Sableye, Swampert and Scrafty. And we all know what Stunfisk's about. It's an absolute monster. Can do so much damage against most things. Yeah, the only bad thing about it, the Mudshot doesn't do much damage, but it kind of makes up for it with how fast it charges up the charge moves. And again, so many resistances there. So that is it for our first team, guys. Jumping straight into our second team, we have got Medicham on the lead. With counter, Ice Punch and Psychic, you will win against Azumarill, Stunfisk, Galarian, Scrafty, Bastiodon and Umbreon. Key losses to Skarmory, Nidoqueen Shadow, Altaria, Sableye and Deoxys Defense. And the performance there, if anyone's used Medicham or has ever seen any battles, it is such a beast. It can just take so many hits, can do so much damage, even against things it's not supposed to be doing very well against. Counter is just such a good move. Even things like a Skarmory, it can do really good damage to with Ice Punch and Counter alone, so it's never a write-off in a battle. Yeah, not too many weaknesses or resistances, it's just a pretty standard bulky Pokemon. Okay then, so for the safe swap, in the second spot for this team, we're going to go for Sableye with Shadow Claw, Foul Play and Return. So you will need to have purified a Shadow Sableye for this team. Alternatively, you could run Power Gem. I know that some people do that if they don't have a decent Shadow Sableye that's been purified. They do run a Power Gem instead, and that is, so I've heard, still pretty good because it catches people out and they don't know what's coming. So okay then, so you'll win against Galarian Stunfisk, Medicham, Shadow Nidoqueen, Deoxys Defense and Scrafty. You will lose to Azumarill, Skarmory, Umbreon, Altaria and Bastiodon. Obviously, like I was saying, if you picked up Power Gem, you would probably pick up Skarmory and Altaria out of those lot. So very dependable as a safe switch. Sableye, its Shadow Claw does good damage and it charges up very, very fast. And yeah, Sableye just, if you ever get hit by a charge move from one, it does massive damage. Its attack stat is just really, really high. And it's only weak to Fairy, which is another thing. Unless the opponent has Fairy moves, they're going to struggle to have an answer for you. So, okay, so last but not least for this team, we're going to have Skarmory. We all know what Skarmory is about with that Air Slash, Brave Bird and Sky Attack. Key wins against Medicham, Shadow Nidoqueen, Sableye, Altaria and Venusaur. You will lose to Azumarill, Stunfisk, Galarian, Umbreon, Trevenant and Jellicent. Again, if you land a Brave Bird on some of these, you are going to pick them up. It's one of those. So it is actually best on the close there, because it does take quite a while to charge up Skarmory, so it's not the best lead, but yeah, if you can land a Brave Bird in the late game when the opponent's shields are down, you're going to have a good time. And we just love the amount of resistances there. That is why I love Skarmory. It's one of my favourites for Great League. That amount of resistances is exactly why. So moving on to our third and final team then, guys. But the first Pokemon we're going to take a look at is Diggersby. The Mudshot, Fire Punch and Earthquake on there. You're going to pick up Galarian Stunfisk, Bastiodon, Skarmory, Shadow Nidoqueen and Sableye. You will lose to Azumarill, Medicham, Swampert, Scrafty and Deoxys Defense. As you can see there, very strong, nearly all round. I am in the process of building one of these myself at the moment, so I would be interested to see how well it performs in the Great League. A few weaknesses to watch out for, but some nice resistances there as well. So in the second slot for Team 3, we have got Altaria. Obviously Diggersby is weak to fighting, so it is nice to have a flying type, weak to grass also. So we've got Altaria, which is going to pick up Medicham, Scrafty, that's Swampert, Sableye and Jellicent. You will lose to Galarian Stunfisk, Azumarill, Umbreon, Skarmory, Nidoqueen Shadow. But yeah, we all know Altaria, Dragon Breath damage is going to put up a good performance against pretty much anything. Sky Attack is pretty spammy, and it's got Moonblast now as well for even more coverage, so it's just such a good dependable mon. Like it says there, very consistent. You don't see too many Pokemon with a consistency rating like that, so definitely can't go wrong with an Altaria. Yeah, very weak to Ice Dragon, Fairy and Rock, but good resistances as well. Covers Diggersby's weaknesses quite nicely with the fighting and grass there, and the water. So for the third and final member of this team then, guys, we're going to go for Registeel. With Lock-On, Focus Blast and Flash Cannon. Key wins against Skarmory, Umbreon, Bastiodon, Altaria and Alolan Ninetales. Key losses to Azumarill, Galarian Stunfisk, Medicham, Sableye and Nidoqueen Shadow. We all know what Registeel is about though, very bulky, such a good closer like it shows there with that Focus Blast, does massive damage to pretty much anything, and it charges a Focus Blast actually really fast as well, so, and like we can't go wrong with that many resistances. Okay then everyone, we'll now jump over to the team builder and throw all these teams in there and give you a quick analysis of how they're looking on there. Okay then everyone, over on the team builder now, we've got our first team of Azumarill, Trevenant and Galarian Stunfisk that I'm not gonna lie to you is looking very, very strong. A for coverage, A for bulk, A for safety, and slightly missing out on that consistency with a B there, but very close to a full A team, which means this is going to have massive coverage on the meta, as you can see. Only thing you're going to have to look out for is another Trevenant and a Shift Tree, so that just shows you how insane this team actually is. You only got to watch out for 1 or 2 things in Great League, which is absolutely crazy. And as most people will already have access to these 3 Pokemon, maybe not an XL Azumarill, but the other 2 definitely within reach, I don't see why you can't run this team. It's very strong. Okay everyone, so for the next team of Diggersby, Altaria and Registeel, again I'm sure at least most of you have at least 1 or 2 of these built, so it's not too difficult to build. Diggersby XL is a grind for sure, but I think for quite a few cups in the future it is going to be very viable, so might be worth a look at. So we're looking at a B for coverage, an A for bulk, a B for safety and a B for consistency for this team, so not quite as prevalent in the ratings as the last team, but we've got massive bulk in this team which can always cause problems for opponents. So let's take a look. Going to struggle against Azumarill, which is quite a problem as there's a lot of those about. Wishcash, Mantine, Gyarados and Poliwrath, none of those which I see very often in Great League, just that Azumarill that could be a potential problem. But with the amount of bulk in this team, less people using Azumarill because there's so many counters now like Trevenant and all the grass types and things like that. Definitely worth a look this team. If you have the Pokemon built, I definitely recommend giving it a go. Like that Focus Blast in the closing position on Registeel can always cause problems. You know, it's a potential one-shot. Diggersby can do so much as it's just incredibly bulky, and then we know what Altaria can do, just rip through teams with that Dragon Breath if it gets a chance, so definitely not a team to write off. Okay then everyone, so for our third and final team of Medicham, Sableye and Skarmory, we have got a B for coverage, B for bulk, a B for safety and a B for consistency, so B's across the board, which is never a bad thing. All these Pokemon in this team can cause massive problems for an opposition team, but like that first team I showed up with Azu, Trevenant and Stunfisk is definitely looking like the best team that I've come up with for sure. So the potential threats for this team are Talonflame, Dedenne, Zebstrika, Typhlosion and Alolan Raichu. None of those I see very often. Talonflame's probably the main one, but apart from that, I don't know if Dedenne is going to be around a bit more because it's just dropped. But yeah, so it's just the electric types and the fire types that's going to struggle, but not too many things to worry about. Like, I don't see any of those very, very frequently, so it's definitely a team that could be viable looking at this. Okay then everyone, so that is it from me. 3 teams for Great League. Again, I'm very sorry that I haven't been able to be throwing the content out at the same pace I have been. The moving house and the current internet problems is holding me back for sure, but rest assured, once it's all sorted out, the content will be flying your way through Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite. I'm hoping to start streaming as well, so on top of that, on top of videos, there will be a stream or 2. Yeah, I can't wait for what it's going to bring in the future. So thank you very much for staying with me. I do appreciate all my subscribers, everyone who watches my content. So with all that said, please do smash that subscribe button if you've enjoyed the content today. That would really mean the world to me. Stick a like on the video, because why not? I hope all these teams help you out, and I'll see you in the next one.